Views from the friend zone, it's your time. We giving you real talk, so stay on your grind. We just trying to laugh and have a good time. We dropping them jewels so that all our people can shine. Views from the friend zone, it's your time. We giving you real talk, so stay on your grind. We just trying to laugh and have a good time. We dropping them jewels so that all our people can shine.
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of Views from the Friend Zone podcast. Happy Sunday, y'all. Hope everybody's well. I'm tired of all this damn snow. It keeps snowing. But you know what? On a serious note, shout out to everybody in Texas.
Prayers up for Texas.
Hope y'all doing okay. I know the power's starting to come back on. Some people still don't have water, or the water's bad because, you know, the filtration systems have been down. So even if you have water now, you can't really drink it for like at least the next week or two. Boil your water. So that's serious business. When it first started, I was kind of like, yo, we got 40 inches. We still good. They're getting 12 inches and it's shutting everything down. But, you know, that's poor infrastructure that was built.
It made me realize how things is different over the country. Like, they don't need that. You know what I mean? So the houses are built differently. They're not built with insulation and all of that for the pipe and everything. Because when does it get this cold in Texas? Never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
now
you see.
It kind of made me, because I've always been, like, my game plan was always to, like, you know, eventually try to get a house in Houston. Because a house in Houston, Dallas for $250, you pay $250 up here. If you're not in a condo, $250 is nothing. $250 out there get you land, a nice little crib. Matter of fact, I always tell people I was gonna move to Houston before I met my wife, and then everything changed after I met my wife. But just seeing how bad, you know, they're dealing with. Hopefully, the new homes they build going forward cost a little bit more, but they kind of, you know, take care of all that. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody always profits during a situation like this.
That's a fact.
Profit. All the people, the specialists with rebuilding infrastructure. You know what I mean? Those maintenance people and everything like that. They're gonna profit.
It's definitely gonna be a profit. Like, you know, people, construction workers and stuff, like you said, they're finally gonna have to be working for a long time. But it's a sad situation, right? Because somebody, you know, it's not running properties, period, electricity and all that. So at one point, people are working now, and then another people, like, you know, my boy said his cousin went to West Virginia for a good month. Drove down to West Virginia because it was crazy, and he lived in Texas. No, he got out of there. He went to West Virginia.
Insurance is going to take advantage of this too.
Of course.
Because you got to think about with insurance claims for houses and stuff. A lot of people's pipes are bursting. Why would you accept that on your claim if you lived in Texas?
Yeah.
So the insurance would be like, we ain't covering that.
But it's an act of nature, though. So I don't know if they're going to consider it. You know.
I don't know.
It's
you know the insurance, they can find a way around it.
Yeah. It's a sticky situation, but definitely praise for them.
And we definitely gonna have to, like, you know, clown Ted Cruz. He tried to up and go to Cancun. We're not gonna get too political, but you know what I'm saying? It just shows, like, yo, that's supposed to be a leader of your state. You know what I'm saying? Your representative, and he just bounced it like, yo, stuff was bad.
Us no bread after Sandy neither.
He said that you know his kids were bored. He's a parent, and he was trying. he kept it real. He said no. He said,
kept it real.
No,
no.
He said that it was a mistake on his part. He definitely was very insensitive. He did admit that. So I can respect that part of it, but
I don't respect none of it.
No, I'm saying
it all came
that,
after pressure.
No, what I'm saying is, though, you straight up go to Cancun and tell people, like, it is what it is. I'm out.
You guys take care.
Yeah, exactly. So
even one of the mayors, and I think that it was the mayor of Austin, in one town was just like, only the strong are going to survive. I don't know why y'all complaining and stuff like that. Like, tone deaf. People be tone deaf.
Well, listen, it's Open Shirt Poppy, y'all. What up?
Yeah.
It's your boy Cliff Brock Banam.
It's your boy Real Talk Morph. You know what I'm saying? I had to get, you know, the Texas. Texas been on my mind, knowing the people suffering. You see people posting about it. Even neighboring states. I have friends in Louisiana, people in Arkansas. They didn't get hit as bad, but they lost their water and stuff like that. So, just, you know, prayers up to everybody who's going through it.
I wouldn't live in Louisiana. It's bad. Like, whenever something bad can happen, that's where it happens.
Yeah. Hurricanes.
You had to pay me to buy some property
floods,
out there. Like,
it's still not good. Some parts when you do a tour, you remember we did a tour. A lot of the places was messed up houses. People that lived in the houses, like half their house was like gone, and they still living there. It's the crazy thing about it.
Yeah,
like,
and we were Katrina was in 05. And we visited in 18.
We visited 18 or 17? 18 or 17?
18.
Okay, 18. Okay,
It's
yeah.
still a mess.
It's
Still a
crazy. Like most of the houses, like, and we see people in them. We're doing a tour, and half the house is like gone.
Mm-hmm. Some houses,
Yeah.
some houses are still on bricks.
I wish. You know.
Make you pay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so you know,
Pardon me, y'all. I gotta finish my patty.
it's all good. And then you know, the Super Bowl was 2 weeks ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but you got to give the man respect. So you know, shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers
to the
holding
GOAT.
it down. He holding it down for us old heads. You know what I'm saying? I'm closer in
Yeah.
age to Brady than I am to these young cats like Mahomes and stuff. So I got to give the old heads. What were you gonna say?
No, side note. If you get a chance, I watched this movie yesterday. Fire. It's called American Skin. Oh
I heard
my
about
gosh,
it, yeah.
next level. You would enjoy it just
Oh, no,
just
I saw
because.
it.
Oh my, next level. I was
Not
I,
to
I'm-
spoiler, but people just like
I'm-
he
Go ahead.
let the cop off or something like that.
No,
It's too
but no.
soft.
What I'm saying is this is it's not. It wasn't about the cop. It was just basically like when I watched, I was dead tired too. I was coming off a double and all that. My boy was like, "Yeah, you gotta watch. You gotta watch." I was like, "If I don't watch it now, I'm not gonna catch it." Right? It was a powerful movie because it showed you that. I don't want to give too much of it.
Pissed me off, though.
Oh,
Spanish cop.
yeah, the big time. But it's
So
a
without
great.
giving out spoilers,
it's a
it was a good movie.
It was no
Great
great movie.
Yeah.
Good movies understand me. Great movie.
I
because
gotta watch Judas and the Messiah.
I seen that too. Yeah, on HBO Max.
That's gonna make
yeah.
you mad.
No, oh, that one right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's
I know
gonna
the
make you
story
mad.
of Fred Hampton and stuff, so it's tough. Like you know, those two type movies. I gotta watch them. But I gotta be in a certain place to watch
No, the
them
Judas
because
and Messiah, you would have turned into a Black Panther. All of us
Yeah.
in the room would have been straight up
I saw it.
Yeah.
Well, not I saw it, but they showed the guy, the real guy.
Fred Hampton. Yeah.
No, not Fred Hampton. The
The-
real snake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
At the
the
end.
FBI,
At the
the
end.
They
Yeah.
FBI.
showed him afterward, and because he did an interview. I want to see the thing that he was interviewed on.
On ABC.
Yeah, back in the day.
He committed,
And he
suicide 10
right
hours.
after that.
10 hours after the
He should
interview.
have did it years before.
But he ate over $300,000 worth on the being an
because of the
informant.
feds. Yeah.
if he ate, oh,
That's
they
how
paid
much
him
they
money.
was-
$300,000.
paying
He paid him. They gave him a gas station
And
and,
he
everything.
didn't even believe in what he was doing.
No.
He just was doing it. I don't know.
No, I don't want to give too much because I usually gonna watch the movie. But what happened was, he was literally he was confused because he was believing. He was believing
His
with
little
stuff
charges
going on.
was bad.
His little charges, he didn't want to do the time. That's what that showed you. Little crummy jail
A
time.
lot
People
of
was
people
gonna
snitch.
tell.
That's why they always say if you're not built for the
Getting
crime,
manipulated.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? If
At
you're not
least
built
be
for the time, don't be
knowledgeable.
for the
That's
crime.
it, man. Listen, you got to be knowledgeable because what I see in all of these films and stuff, and not just in films, but people who I speak to, real life situations,
Yeah.
they take advantage of our ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We take advantage of our ignorance and lack of knowledge on the law.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Right?
That's why they always tell the best thing you could do is wait till your lawyer comes. Even if
Yeah.
it's legal aid, just wait till your lawyer comes.
Yeah,
Don't
because-
get chummy. Don't get comfortable. Don't let them make you think that you're friend. You there for a reason. Wait till your lawyer come, and that's
Yeah.
it. I'm not a tough guy, but I know if I get in jammed up, I don't have nothing to say till my lawyer come. Because we got to figure it out. Whether my lawyer is good or bad, I got to figure it out with legal representation. You're not going to be my friend and help me into a
No,
good situation.
You're not my friend in that
You know what I'm saying?
situation.
So, all right, before we start the show, Valentine's was also last weekend. Anything special? Valentine's, we kept it light in my household. Just chill. Acts of service was our love language.
Acts of
Valentine's
service.
Day.
That's right.
I actually, the day of Valentine's, I worked a double at work, and the next day I went to Valentine's dinner with my wife and daughter. But I mean, Valentine's it's okay. It's one of the days. It's
I'm
the
looking
love.
forward to March 14th.
Yeah, steak and BJ
Steak
Day.
and BJ Day, right?
I always.
Valentine's is a
Valentine-
selfish day.
Valentine, yeah, it
Very
is.
selfish
Yeah,
day.
it's definitely a
It's
day
a
for.
falsehood. I always say, if you wait till February 14th to have the energy to show the person you're with appreciation and stuff like that, you're probably not a good partner anyway. Not to say that Valentine's Day, appreciation and love should be shown all the time.
Yeah.
Anytime you can. For us to wait for a commercial holiday to
Women are
show
so
that.
phony though. You say that, right? And they'll say the same thing. Listen, a day doesn't matter. You can show me love on any day, but let me show her love on the 12th. Mad love on the 12th.
She gonna
But you
think,
don't
what
do
am I?
nothing on the 14th.
What am I, your side chick? Why,
Oh,
why you gotta
really?
get me
Why
ahead
you
of
ain't
time?
Then you just say it doesn't matter. We just did something wonderful on the 12th. It was great. I showed
Yeah.
you mad love.
Yeah.
I thought I would have got something today.
Yeah.
Why?
But
why?
if you've been dating or you've been in the game long enough, you know don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's always a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So even now, even though me and my wife we agreed we're not gonna do nothing big and stuff like that for Valentine's Day, we both was kind of just like, okay, you know, I was still worried like it was gonna come and just like I thought you would at least did something, but we both kind of kept to our word. We in a season of like watching our spending, paying down debts and stuff like that, really putting our money and energy into doing those kind of things versus just
What's
especially
important during Valentine's Day is knowing your spouse's love language.
yeah,
That's what's important.
Acts of service was our
See?
weekend kind of thing. So
That works.
definitely. So we're gonna start the show. We're gonna talk about when quitting is winning, and a lot of times we put a negative stigmatism to quitting, like, oh, you quit that situation, you quit on this, you quit on that. But sometimes you quit things to evolve. Sometimes you quit things to be a better person, like quitting smoking, quitting bad habits, quitting bad relationships.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you can quit and win, even though quitting is kind of a negative connotation. Sometimes we have to quit our toxicity. We have to quit bad situations, putting ourselves in bad places, bad habits, bad actions,
It's not quitting. It's learning and leaving.
Yeah, but it's the play on words of quitting a situation, right?
Yeah.
So the first question is, when do you know calling it quit is the right thing to do in your relationship? Like, for instance, one of the relationships I thought about that famously is calling it quits. It might be a good thing for both, and that's Kanye and Kim Kardashian calling it quits. Finally putting the divorce. We've heard rumors of them splitting up for like at least the last 2-3 years. But it's always been like, they're working out, and then now it seems like they're formally doing it. So I don't know who want to go first. You want to go first, open shirt? Oh, Cliff? So the question is, when do you know calling it quits is the right thing to do in a relationship?
Calling it quits when if it gets to the point where it become violent, a relationship become violent to the point where it could be a man or a woman, because women could hit on men too, right? When it comes to the point where you putting your hands on your significant other, that kind of point, and the relationship get to that point, it's pretty much over. It ain't nothing to work out with there because it's too much rage. It's something that's not gonna get better. Whether the person, it was a man or a woman, hit you, whatever, they're gonna do it again. It's not a one-day thing, whatever. Too. I always think domestic violence is a thing of calling it quits. And then also, sometimes you just grow apart. You stay too long in this relationship and it become toxic. Instead of being in a relationship where, unless you have kids, if you don't, when you have kids, you can't just call it quit like that. But if there's no kids involved, domestic violence is a no-no. And also just, staying too long could hurt everything. How you work, your work environment, the people that you love and everything. So calling it quits for me, domestic violence is a no-no with it. I think that's when it's time to get out. And then also when it's just too long. You're in a relationship where you just can't get along. Everything bothers you about the person. You know how that goes. The littlest things annoy you. So
and just be like, nah. I think even before that though.
Before that,
before the violence, because that's definitely like probably the last straw, in my estimation. But just how we speak about all the time, mental health.
Yeah.
Like when your mental is compromised, you know what I mean. You can't find that peaceful place or that happy place no more, because of that person you're dealing with or that situation. Yeah, that's just speaking on a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. That we can expand on that.
Of course.
Like, I know back in 2018, right? I had a job for 15 years.
Okay.
Good job, good pension. I was vested, you know what I'm saying? And was making okay money, but the environment I was in, and the lack of mobility I had within that position at that point, it really affected my mental. You know what I mean? I just wasn't happy. I couldn't get happy.
Okay.
So I was like, I mean, I got to leave the situation. And essentially, that's what I did. I quit that job. You know what I mean? And it was surprising to me, but it was surprising to others as well. But it's like, what's more important? This stability I have, like I had a very stable position. I had no chance of really losing my job or anything like that. But like I said, my mental wasn't right. I wasn't in a good space mentally. I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been, you know what I mean? Just because of that reason.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a perfect example of when quitting is winning, right? Because
you
chose you.
I moved back down here as opposed to being up there, you know, and I slowly but surely got better. You see what I'm saying? But I had to do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, and this is the crazy thing about it is quitting for a relationship wise, it wasn't even a relationship. It was me chasing an ideal, or you know, there was certain couple of women that I was chasing, especially one particular woman I was chasing before I met my wife, and it was just like, I kept placating myself, like, you know, if you want something, you got to go after it, you got to go hard and stuff like that. So I wasn't quitting. I was just kind of dealing with allowing the situation to be, you know, toxic, or the kind of situation when you tell someone, oh, I'm done, and then they want to show you love and be like, no, give me some time, be patient, I'm trying to figure things out and things of that nature.
That's that yo-yo mentality.
Being fed lies, and it's just like I had to quit believing, because I said this on the last show, I believed in this whole Cosby show, kind of wanting to meet someone, another, you know, I'm Haitian. It was a Haitian girl. She was mad smart, working at a big company. She wanted to be a lawyer. My sister's a lawyer. I felt like, you know, this person had the potential to be the foundation.
You fell in love with the idea.
I fell in love with the
idea,
the ideology of what this person represents. And then you just, you know, just being played and just being like, wait for me and this and that nature. And then it's just like, you know, being told I was the kind of person that the person would want to settle down with in the future, but not now, give me time. And I'm thinking to myself, I had to quit daydreaming, like, who am I going to be in the future who I haven't showed this person now? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm, you know, betting against my own growth, in that happy chance that the person says, you know what, I'm done being a whore or whatever. I'm ready. I choose you, like a Pokemon. You know what I'm saying? Pikachu, I choose you. And then I get pulled out, and it's just like, you know, you wasting mad time that way. And, you know, God works in mysterious ways. It's, you know, through the avenue of your best friend introducing you to someone by chance, and it happens to be your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
that's good.
But overall on the topic, it's just like, you know, like you said, maybe it's domestic violence. Maybe it's in a situation where it's just like you have to choose your mental health. In my situation, I had to choose my future, my potential, to know, like, yo, sometimes you win by quitting, and it's one of the best decisions I made. And not to say that that person's lives a great life and whatever, but it's just like I would have never become the person I needed to be, kind of waiting and not really exploring. And like I said, the last episode, you know, I was preventing myself from really enjoying the buffet of life. Seeing if I like, you know, Asian, Indian, German, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I didn't really go on a binging whole kind of situation post that, but I kind of opened my eyes to, like, okay, you could want a Haitian girl, a black girl, just like, you know, how you see yourself ideally, and just you keeping that vision of a closed box of what you want, you may be passing along things that are really good for you. So sometimes you got to quit that mindset of only this is good for me. I only like Gucci. I only like Polo. And then you might find another brand that works for you well. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So what do you guys think? We're on the outside looking in kind of thing, but with Kanye and Kim splitting, they're like a power couple and stuff like that. Like, what do you think is going to happen for Kanye? If we could Page Six type vibes.
I think for Kanye needs help, right? At this time, we can't. Kim been through all these marriages, but this time it's not Kim. This time it's Kanye. Kanye is the toxic one in the situation, right? And I think Kim was more patient this time around because
I don't know if you can necessarily say that with complete
No, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Because
From
it's a lot that comes with dealing with the Kardashians.
yeah, okay. The perception that we're getting, right? So, the fact that they got kids, I think Kim was more patient to be like, you know what, let me try to make this work, whatever. Too, boom. But the constant embarrassment Kanye is putting out there, what you call it, as a wife, and you got to deal with that. And his mental health is not right. His mental health hasn't been right since his mother died. Yeah. If his mother was alive, a lot of the things, Kanye is still a genius. A lot of the things that he's been doing, he had utmost respect for his mother. That's the only person he could really tell everything to. So after that, what you can really tell somebody who's a billionaire? He's not listening.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad to say that, but he's not listening. His mental health is out of whack. So I think in a relationship, honestly, he needs to just be by himself for a good year, even if they're separated, just to work on himself. You know, to work on vegetation with the kids and everything else.
That's a beautiful thing that you said. I think a lot of times we don't do that. We don't, and then we could talk about that later on.
Yeah.
In the show too, but it's just like it's tough, really taking a step back when you're in a relationship and you have kids and you have these responsibilities, right? Yeah. You don't really get a chance to completely work on yourself.
Not at all.
Because you always got to be on as a husband, as a father. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Besides for him having to be on as a media personality or entertainment person, it's like there's no real off time, you know?
Not at all.
I think Kim also held on because it's just like, you know, nobody wants to break up their family, especially when the kids love their dad. Like, no one, of all the craziness we hear, we never hear that Kanye's a terrible dad. Or Kanye doesn't, you know, Kanye makes time to spend time with the kids, take the kids to school, no matter how, you know, highly important, highly, you know, busy he is with all his inventions and stuff like that. You never hear those kind of women. You hear Kanye goes on his rants, and Kanye doesn't really have he has a vision, but at the same time he doesn't really have an execution plan, right? Because he was running for president, then he wasn't. Then last minute he tried to get himself back onto the game.
Sunday service. I don't know what happened to that.
Now he's getting sued because of that, because he wasn't properly paying everybody part of the Sunday service. They're saying like how Kirk Franklin doesn't really pay all his, allegedly, right? Because I'm not trying to get sued. They say Kirk Franklin doesn't really pay everybody part of his, you know, the choir and stuff like that. He pays you not as much, but he's like the exposure that you get kind of thing. You know, whatever.
I agree with the last part which you said. He definitely needs to take time to himself, get his mental health right.
Yes. Because you can't even father.
You
can't even be a good father.
You can't be a good husband
if your mental health ain't right.
If your mental health ain't right. So I think divorce is not always the end. Yeah, that means your marriage is no longer legal, but you might be able to rekindle whatever you had with Kim in that situation. Yeah. But I just feel like, and I haven't been in the room with them or, you know, in the bed and then hearing their pillow talk. I'm just saying, I don't think she prioritized her family overall. Financially, yes. But putting those kids and everybody in front of them cameras, like, that's not always the best thing.
Yeah. It's a
fact. You see what I'm saying?
Sometimes it's better in-house.
Yeah. And y'all living, y'all pride yourself and y'all made a lot of money off of living your lives
in the public eye,
right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't work for everybody. Your family, you may be used to it because y'all have done it for so many years. I don't think Kanye was built for that. He probably thought he was in love with her. He's like, yeah, sure, I can do it, you know. But then he realized, yo, this is crazy.
Well, you know
what I'm saying?
You know, it's another crazy thing about it, and not to be messy, but let's also keep it a buck too. It's like another reason why I think Kim held on for a long time, because Kim Kardashian brand was being sexy and being like this, you know, everybody wants Kim kind of thing. And then, you know, you become a wife. She has 4 kids now. Her sister's the new sex pot, right? Because there's no way Kim is coming back and pushing in front of Kylie as far as being that sex symbol kind of thing, right? So that part of the brand is not there anymore. You got 4 kids. She could still be sexy, right? Because she could still kind of target that MILF kind of lane. But at the same time, there's no way Kim Kardashian is going to go back to bringing the internet for being sexy kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
So she's having to deal with that. That's
she's
probably
having
a
to
hard
deal with
pill
that.
for her to swallow.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. She's still
Mhm.
gonna get her money, but how she made her money before, she has to be creative now, right? Because it's just like you're not buying. She's still sexy. I'm not taking that away from her, but there's a certain like. Think about it. A dude who has 4 kids is just like whatever. He gets to move around, do whatever kind of stuff like that. A woman who has 4 kids, you're not necessarily seen as the gallivanting all across the world kind of thing.
You know when I knew this was over? When there was the reports coming out about Kanye telling Kim, tone it down. You got to dress a little differently. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want her wearing certain seductive stuff. He wanted her to be more covered up and stuff. And I'm like, that's the end.
Mind
because
you,
this is how you got her.
Mind you,
this is what you wanted.
You were saying how you fell in love watching her sex tape with Ray J, which is mad weird. But now you wanted to tone it down. But that's why it's always.
And she was trash on the sex tape, so that means he wasn't really in love with her from the first place.
Yeah, but it's just like that's why you. That's why you got to keep that same energy. Like I get it. There's evolution. There's always evolution in every relationship, every situation. But you can't. It's weird when dudes will meet a stripper and be like, yo. Love him and then be like, yo, I don't like the way you're doing and stuff like that.
Like, no, listen. And I get what you're saying about it is when you meet the stripper or you meet the person and you meet her as that sexy person, she still could be sexy. But his thing is just like, listen, you a mom now. Like, whatever, too, boom. Beyonce's still sexy. Beyonce don't be out there in the streets with all these, unless it's a video. I'm saying unless it's a video or whatever too, you don't see Beyonce looking crazy on the brunches or any events, whatever. She's wearing something that says, you know what, she has a great body. You can still see what's going on. If you got a great body, people gonna see it regardless. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody got their ass on the internet. You can't even see the screen anymore, right? And that's the problem. And Kanye's like, hold on, man, it was cute when we was here. You got 4 kids
getting older.
Yeah, they can see the internet, and then all you can see is your ass is on the top screen. That's the problem.
I agree with you, but
yeah,
Beyonce's going through this little kind of situation where she is now starting to struggle with that. If you Ivy Park is this new? It's not new. It's her Adidas brand kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
And with how successful Rihanna has been with Fenty, because Fenty's $1 billion brand that she partnered with Louis Vuitton. Beyonce's kind of right, because we got to also understand there's always been this underlying pressure.
Have you spoke to Beyonce? Because you sound like insider information.
No.
Right now.
All of this is speculation, right? Because we're all on the outside. But the reason why I had to piggyback on what you were trying to say, right? Because there's always been this underlying pressure, right? With like Rihanna's coming from Beyonce's neck. To the point where it's just like when Jay-Z signed her, there was rumors that Jay-Z kind of was messing with her. That's the new little young thing. That kind of died down because Jay-Z kind of said, oh, that's my little sister kind of stuff like that. But it's always been that push that Rihanna was coming from Beyonce's neck. Anyway, Rihanna's Fenty line, Fenty Savage, the lingerie and stuff like that is really successful. The new marketing plan for Beyonce's Ivy Park, Beyonce's in a lot of thongs, a lot of ass out. If you see the new marketing role, it's a whole bunch of her ass is showing, like not even like you could tell that she got a fatty. There's like thongs and like really showing her butt.
You gotta show
even some of the pictures is just Beyonce from the back and her ass out kind of thing. And now they're saying that Beyonce has had work done. Because Beyonce now has 3 kids now. She has Blue Ivy and the twins.
That's it.
Yeah,
right.
Good, yeah.
Your body, after a while, you know what I'm saying, it don't hold up the same way.
Yeah, she's 39. Yeah.
Beyonce's gonna be 40 this year because I'm gonna be 39. Beyonce's a year older than me, September 4th, 81. So Beyonce's gonna be 40. She's hitting that kind of, and I say that to say,
still got it.
She still got it, but I seen the pictures and it looks like she might have got a BBL, which is a Brazilian butt lift.
Yeah,
Lift that thing, girl.
It looks completely different. Like, but you know what? Come on, everybody got work done. But I say that to say this: even when you feel like, oh, Beyonce's classy and stuff like that, her new stuff is kind of racist.
No, what I'm saying is this, though. What
She's gonna drop a hot ass album. I still want some music.
But listen, at the end of the day, him telling her to tone it down a little bit, whatever, too, boom. like, she made her money off of having a sexy body and this image, her hanging out with Paris Hilton. Have Paris Hilton put her on the map and doing the Rage tip, whatever, too. But when you got 4 kids, you gotta
tone it down, yeah.
Listen, not even that. She could be wearing sweaters every day. People already know what's under that body already. That's so his thing is just like, listen, you ain't doing it for money. You worth $350 million. I'm a billionaire.
If your box is known to be magical, like Erykah Badu don't never dress sexy. But
yeah, you know,
people
like,
already know.
know what time
You get a
it is.
taste of that, you gonna be a different dude.
Different level. But
And they know she got.
What I'm saying is this.
I've seen her before in the I was in the airport with Erykah Badu. Weird had this long dread wig, but that figure.
You can't hide that.
You can see that in a muumuu. You can't hide. You can't hide Erykah Badu.
Know, you can't really hide Kim Kardashian body. Whatever she
but it's
wear.
augmented. She looked like her butt looked like
keep that.
Yeah.
But
those surgeries as they start to get older. You gotta upkeep that. I'm sure she can do it.
Every one out of 3
money,
girls right now are getting work done.
Yeah,
and it's scary. We going through some times where like people don't like themselves anymore. Yeah. It's like, listen,
they don't love.
I'm too big or whatever. Yo, I'm gonna just put this little money on the side. I'm gonna go here and get it patched up. Everybody's doing it right now. It's scary.
It's to the point though. Now I find blemishes sexy. I find the cellulite and knowing that booty is really hers with the cellulite and the dimples.
That's deep.
I find that more right because that perfection to me is just like, come on, like you're not real. Yeah. And don't get it twisted. Everybody's allowed to have the surgery to feel good and stuff like that. I get it. I'm not knocking the surgery. It's when you start looking like a robot, like weird portions.
It's like cookie cutter. Everybody's aspiring for the same shape.
Yeah.
Busty, tight in here, bam out there.
But
it's the same shape.
But we're not
so what
built
makes
the
you
same
special?
Way.
That's the thing that I feel like we're attracted to, men like us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do we look at those asses and those contorted figures? Yeah, but the more I see them, it's like the less I'm impressed.
Yeah,
I've seen it so much.
Just think about it. Just being open as men, right? You see these things, you know, we share it in the group chats and stuff like that. No one ever responds, man, I would wife that up.
No.
It's always just physical and then keep it moving. It's always just that looks cool or that looks like it's built for, fun, but keep it moving.
Because you know what? When I see these women and I see them and they're imposing after they got that work done and everything, I see the emptiness in them.
Yeah.
I just see it. I look in their eyes and I be like, yo, you an empty shell. You know what I'm saying? It's sad.
Some of them, they're doing too much on it. But with the Kanye situation, I could see why he wanted Kim to tone it down a little bit, whatever. Too. You still could be sexy. People know what your body look like. So now it's time. Not to say she got to wear old lady dresses everywhere, but you ain't got to be wearing these skimpy college dresses everywhere. He's probably saying like, yo, listen.
So wait, what do y'all think was
you don't
more
need
the
to
case?
wear Forever 21.
What do y'all think was more like the issue? Was it Kim just being tired of his recklessness and his hot takes or whatever, his crazy, stuff, or was it Kanye just being tired of her trying to be ultra sexy, not really being
I think Kanye's
ideal mom?
I think Kanye's all over the place. Kind of creates a environment for the kids like. As a mother, right? A mother's always
She's the one who filed, right?
Yeah. Mothers always try to shield their kids from the negativity of outside, even when it's like, like for instance, God bless the dead. My mother was always stability. My father necessarily wasn't stability. My father had his demons and things of that nature. But everything my mother did was to protect us from that ever affecting us. And I think now that the kids are getting older, like North is old enough to read and see that people are saying craziness about their dad. Or you know what I'm saying? Or when the dad becomes a meme for his craziness or his rants, it has to affect the kids.
And then
you can't keep your kids you can't keep your kids that much in a bubble. You know what I'm saying?
And I think the whole entertainment should never be in a healthy relationship. Nobody wants cameras following them everywhere they go, to the point where it's like, listen, when can we be normal? Yeah. I gotta be active 24/7. It's okay when it come on one time on Sunday at 10 o'clock, whatever time it come on. But like it's like, and then you got my kids involved in that. No parent. I don't. Me as a new parent or whatever. And even if I had like a reality TV show, I don't want my daughter to have to feel like she has to do this for us to survive. Yeah. And he's like, listen, we got all the money in the world. What are you really doing this for? Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So those where the problems are. We don't know exactly.
No, but we also got to respect how I got my money. You got to let me do that.
What I'm saying is this. We don't know 100% what's going on, but from what his arguments or certain issues he have, and she got certain issues with it too, she probably like, his mental's not good enough for him to be in a relationship and be there for me at all times. So let's take a step back. They'll probably get back together, like you said. And taking a step back. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a step back.
Kim to make that decision.
Yeah. Because she held off for a while. It was a couple of pump fakes she did.
Yeah.
And Kanye's been for a minute been saying, you know what, I know I'm crazy. Go ahead, take the kids. Go ahead and leave. You know, sometimes people keep telling you, like, nah, go ahead, you could bounce and stuff like that because of their ego. And sometimes you don't. And then sometimes you hit a point where it's just like, yo, tell me to leave again. And I'm out.
I know Hollywood is weird, that whole lifestyle and everything. Yeah. But I don't know a dude that's going to want to follow Kanye's footsteps, be with her and her 4 kids.
No, but you know, y'all checked me last week.
Unless they looking for some shine. So now she got to watch out for that.
Yeah.
Finding a dude who just want to get that shine.
So she don't find a Kevin Federline type dude.
He's not really into her, but is using her to build his platform.
I didn't want to be sexist, but that was kind of what I was thinking about. Like, now with Kim, right? So now you Kim Kardashian, you still Kim K, you still sexy. You got 4 kids, and your ex is Kanye. Like, who is really... It's going to take a special kind of dude who really wants to, you know, put his foot in that kind of footsteps. You know what I mean? But you're going to find a dude, is it going to be the same, right? Like, you're going to find a dude, maybe she might find an executive of a company who's just like, yo.
She don't have to find a dude in Limelight. She can find a dude that oil money.
Kim is a relationship.
That oil money. Listen,
she gonna jump
oil money dudes don't want to live on the front of the cameras, though. A lot of them
like their privacy.
But listen, I think she's going to get to that point now if she wants to sustain what she got.
But they're ending that show anyway, though. I heard Keeping Up the Kardashians is the end of last year anyway.
Oh, there'll be a spinoff.
But it probably cost them so much money just to pay them versus the money that's being brought in, right? Yeah. Because think about it. I know personally myself, who watches TV at the time that the thing comes on? Nobody. The only thing I watched at the time to come on is sports. Yeah. Outside of that, everything I watch rerun. This Is Us is my favorite show. I never watched it live. Always or when it comes on. It's always on Hulu. It's always. I've never watched it once. This is 5 years of the show. I've never watched it live once.
Yeah, they realize people's busy.
People consume when they want to.
Not even that. Listen, Arlene, my wife is a big fan of it, so I end up watching it because she has it on all these. She said she doesn't like the show, but it's on the damn TV, right? Yeah. So, but the problem is this, and me watching it, I watch every season, like little glimpse of episodes. They create stuff that ain't shit, and the jig is up now. So that's why they had to end it.
Yeah, like how many times can the storyline be recycled?
The storyline, like one year they talking about how fat Rob is and how depressed he is. Another year it's the Lamar Odom era. Like, and it gets to the point like people's like, nah, man, this ain't what I came here to watch. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then with reality TV shows, you got to create more drama. Once the drama and stuff,
the more reality shows are. Now you just one of the many.
Yeah, so
it's be a standout.
They got to a point where they was doing transition with the whole Bruce thing, but they wasn't telling us, but they was telling us. People were like, man, I'm a little tired of this.
I think people are more consumed with watching TikTok and what's the next new dance and stuff. Like people don't have. So let me move on to the second question. Is Valentine's Day has passed and now there's a lot of people who now realize they're single. Is this the right time to shoot your shot, right? Because a lot of people thought they was booed up, right? In Christmas time, they might have took a picture with the same pajamas and stuff like that. Valentine's came, and then, they realized, like, shit, he ain't text me back. We ain't go out. I haven't heard from him for a minute, so now I'm single. So, obviously, we're all not in that space, but we could just speak about it anyway. Do you think this is the right time, if you was on your game, to strike and pick something up because now shorty realized she's not? Because a lot of shorties was curving dudes until after Valentine's when she realized, yo, he ain't hit me back. Now you get the, hey, big head, what's up with you?
No,
you know what
it is? A lot of the times is, you know why Valentine's, it's the worst, it's the worst day of the year, right? Because what it does, it prevents all kind of trouble. For the married side or for the guys that had the little extra on the side, the ones on the side realize, wait up, I'm not important today because I can't spend the actual day with that person, right? That's the only time those little side things get creative. The holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, the chick don't really care. She's like, all right, he's spending with his family. I get it, whatever. Christmas, whatever. She's like, oh, he got kids. He got to spend his kids. But when Valentine's coming, she be like, hold on. He really only could spend one day with me, like, and you don't hear from him. That's when it becomes a problem. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So,
because even when dudes are doing dirt, Valentine's Day they gotta shut it down.
Yeah, like
you're not getting that sneak text. You're not getting that same energy on V-Day. You know what I'm saying?
It's not when it falls on a Sunday. That's the worst. Saturday or Sunday. If it falls during the week, I gotta work, baby.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
don't call out. Go see this
even
one.
a guy and a girl, on Valentine's, you finally realize, listen, you're not in a relationship. You're in a situation that presented that could be good at certain times. That's the day you realize, oh, hold on. So shoot your shot. A lot of chicks are gonna be vulnerable. So the girl that she wasn't showing you play now. You're right. If that's your intention, go for it now.
What I noticed that even the girls who have that energy of like, I don't need a man or I'm doing my own thing, who waits for a dude to show you a good time when you can show yourself a good time. Watch their statuses on Valentine's Day and post-Valentine's Day. It changes up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That energy changes a little bit, right? Because it's just like...
if they live online.
It's one thing to be on your Beyonce, I'm a survivor, I ain't gonna give up. But when you start seeing, like, sometimes, especially when women see other women who they feel don't even measure up to them, have somebody and getting shown love, they feel like, yo, what am I doing wrong?
Funniest thing, bro. Yeah. I was just scrolling through... And
it's
funny.
I peeped it.
It's funny when you be like, oh, yeah, he did that. You like that? Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah, you real quiet today. Or you talking reckless. I wonder what that's about.
Yeah.
Yo, it's so entertaining. But to answer the question, February 15th, all the predators out there, February 15th, you pounce.
That's how you reshuffle your rotation, right? Because
all you gotta do is be like, "Oh, so how was your Valentine's
like
Day?"
I said before, I'm not in the game anymore. I'm a coach. But if someone's willing to listen, that's how you reshuffle your rotation, right? Because if you're not trying to cuff anything, you got to keep it fresh. You got to keep them in, keep them out, because it gets stale, right? Because anybody in the game realizes, like, yo, your rotation. Eventually, people evolve.
Yeah.
Like look at. For instance, let's use basketball. Terry Rozier was tired of coming off the bench in Boston. He started making noise like, yo, either make me something or not. And it worked out for him to get traded to Charlotte. And then, now Kemba's but who's this? Scary Terry's doing his thing in Charlotte.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to continue to be off the bench or back up in Boston. Same thing with side chicks. It's cool to be a side chick for a certain time. But then you have to start to realize, like, yo, these side chicks are going to want to be promoted. So it's either put up or shut up.
I think
and that's when you got to shuffle them out. That's when you got to shuffle them out.
But you know what it is? A lot of times it's February 14th. They try to reinvent themselves to be like, oh, they realize that you were literally on a contract. You're like a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
Right?
But even subs want a permanent class.
Yeah, substitute teachers are important, but they're not that important, right?
They're important when you need them.
When you need them, right? What you call it is to cover certain subject. You might use one. You might be going on a surgery. The substitute all the material done right to boom. But then you realize on Valentine's, damn, I'm really not the teacher. I'm really not in this relationship. That hurts these girls' feelings.
Yeah.
And that's when, like you said, the predators need to go out there and scoop everything possible.
And I'm not going to say I know from experience, but just talking to guys, watch how spicy side chicks start to talk after you didn't do right to them during Valentine's Day. They start wanting to expose you. They be wanting to snitch now.
Of course.
Now they trying to work with the feds. Now they trying to bring charges onto you. And that's when you got to realize you got to shuffle your rotation
But
out.
see, the smarter dudes with those situations, they make sure they clean that up ahead of time. You don't wait till February 13th or the 14th to try to explain this and that. You explain this New Year's. Because she already thinking about Valentine's Day and New Year's. You're like, yeah, you know, it's going to get kind of busy on that job and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not going to have that much time. You gotta be ahead of the game, baby.
Listen,
And you gotta say, no,
go ahead.
quick. You gotta just be like, you know, baby, I want to do something. You know what I mean? If you smart, you plan something, a little getaway.
Oh,
the 21st,
okay.
the 22nd.
Yeah.
Something
Yo, we going out. Something for her to look
you
forward to.
you booked it already. Oh, that's
You
smart.
already booked.
Another
I'm
thing that,
booked and
But
busy.
you
We
gotta
going away.
understand though.
You
You
know what
gotta
I'm saying?
understand though. A lot of times is, you know what I mean. The game is different. You gotta understand that side chick is your boss, no matter what.
your boss.
Your boss.
You got to give me more. Give me
I'ma
more.
tell you
Because
why.
he said
she can expose you.
And not even just expose. Doesn't even just expose you. There's always a time. The problem is people. These guys think sometimes that these side chicks know where you live. They know how you. They know everything. They're just not telling you. They do a lot of little.
They gotta have receipts.
Yeah, listen.
They gotta have receipts.
No. What I'm trying to. What
If
I'm
she
saying.
don't know your right name, she already behind the 8 ball.
No, listen.
You calling me Ted? That's not me.
Hold on.
You
what
thought
I'm
I was
saying,
Ted.
your boss is whatever. You're never in control when you have a side chick situation, right? You're never in control. Because at any point she can expose what's going on. You gotta have the level of respect, and you gotta put it out there to let her know that's the game you're playing. Like, listen, this is how I can deal with you accordingly. I don't have that time to deal with you every day on a basis. So certain holidays or whatever, you're gonna feel neglected, right? Because I just don't have that.
God. No. I thought you was the homie. You done been married too long, bro. Talking like that. You worried about that? Side chick's your boss? Listen,
Hold
homie.
on.
Listen, homie. No.
Let him come back. Go ahead.
Listen,
You got the
homie.
floor.
First of all, getting ahead of the game, right? You worried about her going to your house?
It's not
ratting
even-
to
no,
your wife
no,
or your
it's-
girl. Hold on,
Go ahead.
that's how she your boss, right? Because
Okay.
she pretty much extorting you in a sense. You be like, listen, baby, you could do that if you want.
You ain't gonna have me anyway.
Hold on. You can go speak to her, right? All that's gonna do is hurt you, cause we got something. I'm gonna clean that up. I'm gonna make it right with her, and she gonna forgive me.
But you're gonna
Shut up.
disappear like
She
a
gonna-
snap.
She gonna forgive me, and what's gonna happen? You gonna be left out in the cold all by yourself, spilling your receipts, thinking you getting me, baby. Why you crying in the corner? I'm gonna be rubbing her feet at home, talking about I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So is that what you want to do? We got a good thing going here.
Yeah.
We got a nice thing going here.
It don't work
I'ma
out
take
that
care
way,
of
though.
you.
It don't work
Nah,
out
but
that
you can't let her think that she has an upper
Oh
hand.
no, you don't
at
know.
any
You don't.
point.
You don't tell her. No.
no.
You don't tell her that she's your boss. And I'm not saying, oh yeah, you my boss. What I'm saying is, you always have the level of respect for her. And then even when she wants to feel like, oh, you're not giving enough, you're gonna be like, listen, these are the terms that you accepted from the beginning. I didn't change nothing different. But if you feel like you need that one-on-one attention, you let her know you can go. It's that's how you play the game.
You just hit the nail on the head.
You don't put it on. I'm
Yeah.
not saying she's my boss. Oh, she could say no. I don't care about all that. Listen, at the end of the day, if I'm with somebody, whatever, too, if you're gonna believe a streetwalker beside your husband or whatever, that's on you, baby girl. Y'all both nuts to me. You know what I'm saying?
A OG told me one time.
So
I
what
ain't
I'm
gonna.
saying is, you got to create an avenue that, you know what, like, okay, listen, what I'm trying to tell you. If you need more, then it's okay if you go find more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
OG told me one time, like he tells all the side joints, like, yo, we could be in mid-stroke. If my wife or my kids hit me, I'm out. And if they not willing to accept that, you gotta let them go. See, the problem is, and I was just like, damn, that's raw, but it's true.
Mid-stroke.
It's true. He's like mid-stroke. And the thing about it is, if you playing the game right, that side situation needs to know that my family can't be broken up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and that's why I always think you need to refresh your rotation and not hold on to something that long. If you really at optimal game, your side situation has as much to lose as you do. If you're in a situation where the side person is hanging on too long and has too much invested into it, that's a situation that has an expiration date. If you're in a situation where the person feel like they have as much to lose as you do, your expiration date is when you guys choose to. You know what I'm saying?
I just be thinking, and I'm not in the best state of mind all the time, but I was thinking before Valentine's Day, you know what I should do? I should go out to these restaurants, because the restaurants was opening back up, and just go to people's table who I seen having a good time, celebrate Valentine's Day. And be like,
this is why you're not hitting me up?
This is why you're not answering my calls, yo? You out with this nigga? And just walk away.
That might get you shot in the wrong situation.
Not even that.
But you know, dudes
you
gonna be like,
see
what?
dudes. You gonna see dudes slap fire out that woman. Some dudes is no nonsense
Like,
dudes. They
I
don't have common sense.
you. Oh, now you don't know me? Word? You wasn't saying that last week.
That's
All
crazy.
right.
So
That'd have been
let me
wrong,
move
though.
on to the last question of when quitting is winning, and it's a little different. It's more serious. So we joked around, but should couples take a break from each other every so often? Not full breakups, but extended me time, right? Because I feel like one of the biggest things that couples struggle with, especially when they have, I don't have kids, but when you have kids and stuff like that, there's no me time. So maybe sometimes couples can break up and kind of figure out what they want, especially before they decide to get married, when there's no real breakup. But do you feel like couples need the extended time where they just get to figure out, not separations where this is so long and negative, but like time to really figure out, like, yo, are we really going to continue in this relationship? Maybe we take a couple of days to
Not possible.
step back and think
Not
about
possible. Women ain't gonna allow that. Women ain't gonna allow that.
But would it be healthy though? Obviously,
No.
it's not ideal. Go ahead.
I don't think it. And this is coming from somebody who is, well, I was called a loner, so I'm comfortable being alone, and I feel like you do. Becoming a better you helps your relationship, right? And you can only become a better you, I think, by having that time to yourself and reflecting on things. But at the same time, a woman, and not just women, some men too, is gonna be like, well, if I'm not with you or you having this time to yourself, you dealing with somebody else. Somebody's taking that time that you don't have with me. They never gonna believe that you're just by yourself, gaining some understanding of where you want to be and where y'all are in your relationship. They always thinking it's somebody else, right? So I don't think you can be successful in that regard.
I pose that question because I want to hear, other people's perspective about it. To me, it's tough because I realize that I am not the good. I've lost learning how to be single, right? So as long as we've been doing the show, I always say that I'm a domesticated cat, right? Like, I'm too used to home now. Like, every time my wife goes away for, like, let's say 3 or 4 days, because before, at her last job, she would go and do conventions, right? She would go for conventions, stuff like that.
Convention, aka I'm gonna see my side nigga.
No,
I'm just
Listen. I don't charge it to the game.
my wife know I'm not just like that,
Why
right?
is she coming back with the bag?
Yeah. No, but I always in my head would be like, okay, I'm gonna be by myself for 4 days. I'm gonna wild out. I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna do shit, and then I wind up just sleeping on the couch for 4 days early.
You ain't acting
eating
good,
foods.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm domesticated cat. I'm not in these
To me,
streets.
I'd be like, phew.
I don't even have boys anymore that I can hit up and be like, yo, let's wild out, kind of stuff like that.
That's
you know what I'm
bullshit,
saying?
bro. That's bullshit.
You're always.
He's not a mover.
I'm not a mover and shaker
He's not
like
a
that.
mover and
Don't put that
shaker.
on nobody
He's
else.
on some
That's on
Pokemon
you.
shit. He want to go catch Pokemons when niggas supposed to be.
Why you pulling Pokemon card?
Yo,
No, that's it.
I might
That's
do
his style.
Pokemon Unlimited.
That's
like,
his
like,
style, but
I'm boring to the point where it's just like, you know what? If God forbid, if something made me single, I would have to really refigure out the whole game because I'm not in the game anymore. I don't want to be in the club. I don't want to be out at the bars and stuff like that. I love a lounge, but I only love a lounge when my peoples are gonna be in the lounge, or we gonna chill and lounge. Yeah. I don't want to go to the lounge to meet people or figure it out or buy drinks and stuff like that. That's not my scene. So to be honest with you, I talk to girls who are struggling, who are single, and they be like, they don't know how to find someone. And I kind of get it now, especially in this COVID age, right? Because it's just like, if someone doesn't set you up with your partner nowadays, where do you find someone? Especially in the COVID age.
Online. And then he might
be that online game is scary because people are weirdos right now.
More. They taking the risk.
But
that's how
you
much they
saying
want
that
love.
Should people take a break for the better of the relationship? I feel like relationships are tough, right? It's on a week to week process. Like me as a married man, I could tell you, it's on a week to week process. 1 week I could be the problem. Literally, and
you know you're the problem.
I know I could be the problem. The next 2-3 weeks, 100% she's the problem. You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying, relationships are very tough. I don't know if taking a break is the answer, but like there's a lot of little things that I do. Like I'll do meditation, or I'll go to yoga, little drinks, whatever, and then keep it to myself or whatever. Or sometimes, you know how I move and shake. I'll do little creative things to keep my mind elevated, because I still gotta to entertain my little one, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? The thought process of me and her relationship ain't going well. I can't bring that energy to the little one. That's the problem. So I always feel like therapy could be the answer if you're really trying to make it work. But going apart from each other, sometimes you leave that little. Now you're leaving the guy at the lunchroom. He gets that date during the break. You understand?
The work husband.
Whatever. Not even just the work husband. The guy that's putting the extra little carrots on the tray, or telling her how beautiful she look, all the stuff that you're not doing at home. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I think therapy is the answer, and that's something that I think I should try too for my relationship. Yeah. But I going to separating like that, especially if you don't have kids, it's tough. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't just separate like that especially when the kid processes both of y'all being together all the time. They're not gonna understand that separation. So until they get older. But just in general, I think therapy is the answer. Somebody come in and tell you what you're doing wrong. Because I know there's certain things. I'm old school I like both parties.
Couples therapy and
individual therapy. A lot of people will work on the couple side, but not individually.
And I realized I'm not the same person. I'm not the same person. I had open heart surgery. I'm not the same person before open heart surgery than I'm now. I'm taking medication. You know what I'm saying?
You look at life different.
And then I take things a lot more serious. So I'm not going to sit around and play any games with you. Yeah. So when I feel like it's to that point, I'm like, all right. Cause I know what I'm up against. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not the average everyday person to be like, oh, brush it off, whatever, too, boom. So I definitely feel like somebody should come and help your situation out. Couple therapy and therapy for yourself. Do yoga and meditation. Do little stuff that is gonna even sometimes you start a guys club. Well, y'all just go and vent. Or every Friday, start a guys club.
Like my man Al Bundy had No Man. Remember No Man?
No Man.
Start a guys and women club.
Something you can look forward to.
Every Friday night, start a 9 p.m. guys from 9 to 10, 11 to 30, and y'all just talk about, vent about your problems.
That's why even they have those type of things. But, or just like you go to date night in your relationship, you'd be like, oh, this is the night me and the guys go out. You know what I mean? So it's something that you can look forward to.
Yes.
Because you need that.
You need that
individualism. Right?
Yes. People get lost within relationships, within marriages.
Yes.
It becomes no longer me, it's we. But it can't always be we.
Yeah. You still need a me at the end of the day.
Yeah,
I gotta have my space. I gotta have my space.
So therapy was a great, response to that, because it can be very helpful in keeping your mental right, because your mental got to be right for y'all to be right together. Yeah. So ultimately,
if I could sum up, then the end of, like, maybe you can't take those breaks, right? But at the same time, you can reshift your focus, right? Like you were saying, it doesn't, because we spend so much time saying we. Sometimes you have to reshuffle and figure out some of the, what is me lacking? What am I lacking, right? One of the best things I did for my relationship was, like, for the first couple of years, I tried so hard to just we or just satisfy her kind of thing. I lost myself. I lost kind of things that I wanted to do. And then when you realize, like, yo, when you lose yourself and what you're trying to accomplish, you also damage your relationship, right? Because the woman sees you as a certain way, ambitious, wanting to do things. And then when you're not accomplishing these things or you're not working toward your goals, you lose your appeal to the woman as well.
Yeah,
a lot of times, men, we always
This is
think,
up.
right? Because women body shift, men body shift, right? It seems like society allows men to have a little belly or to get a kind of
Dad
soft
bod.
dad bod.
Yeah.
And we still good. We still Gucci. But when the woman gains 20 pounds, 30 pounds, and her body reshuffle and stuff like that, society kind of don't give her that same leeway. We start to think to ourselves like, damn, she don't look the same or kind of stuff like that. Meanwhile, we don't look the same either. But, society kind of give us a pass and doesn't give the woman a pass. I say that to say we have to reshuffle our focus to be like, sometimes we may lose our appeal to our woman, not necessarily because we got love handles, but because we lost our ambition. Because we lost doing the spontaneous things that we used to say we would do. Men, sometimes we only focus on the physical. Maybe the tits are starting to sag, the ass is getting a little wide, it's not the kind of same. And then we start becoming, critiquing. But meanwhile, we lost our ambition. We lost our spontaneity.
I understand what you were saying before, though, and how your wife go away or whatever, you wouldn't really know what to do, or you wouldn't have much to do, because you get comfortable and you get used to having this person there with you.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, you're used to now functioning as a married man.
Yeah.
And that happens all the time with a lot of men.
Yeah.
And a lot of women in general.
You know why? I honestly, COVID, I struggled because I'm used to being on the go all the time, right?
Yeah,
and
COVID
the
made
way
everybody
listen,
sit your ass down.
I'm struggling with COVID
when
now.
the pandemic came and I had to stay home because I had an online condition for 2 months, I was like, yo, I'm not used to this. I'm used to getting up and I'm the type of person, like, when it's time to retire, I'm gonna have to be doing something. I can't just be at the crib and just be chilling. Like, even when I'm off for 3-4 days, I don't take the 3-4 days of this rest. I'm still doing
stuff.
because that's just me. I can't just be like. So when I sat home for 2 months straight, I was working, I was doing whatever, but I literally had to be in the crib. Yo, I felt like I was in that kind of. I felt like I was in jail.
That's
Yo, my
dangerous.
G, I've been home.
That wasn't even because that had nothing to do with just my relationship aspect. It was just like, yo, I'm not used to this.
I've been working from home, being home, since February 20-something of last year.
And
So
I get it.
I had separated from my job for a little while, came back to my job, same job and things of that nature. I've been working from home and not going into an office since February 20-something of last year. And it's tough. It's tough, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like you wake up, you shower, you go in front of a computer, you log on and stuff like that. Sometimes I go outside just to throw out the trash, and that's the only time that I went outside the whole week was just to throw out the trash. That's it.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm trying to avoid just going out and picking up fast food because I'm trying to avoid eating it that way and stuff like that.
I think
there's
a
nothing
lot
to
of
do.
us
It's a struggle.
Had to learn, and that's I think the positive, if you want to find it, in the pandemic. Like, we had to learn other ways to move, other ways to keep our mental health. Our mental health was tested in this environment. Our relationships were tested.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's gonna be like a when hopefully things open back up and change everything.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like a great awakening, and it's gonna be refreshing for everybody, because not only are we gonna be allowed to live somewhat of a normal life again, we're gonna take that knowledge that we obtained during this time, not only about our relationship but about ourselves,
Yeah.
and then apply it, and hopefully be better people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In that regard.
But we also gonna remember what you was gonna say.
Oh, no, what I was saying, like, as far as the relationship aspect, the struggle of it, right, through the pandemic was, like, I felt in my relationship, like, I was working so many hours before the pandemic, like, I would work 80 hours a week. That's nothing to me. 4 years straight, literally 4 years straight up 80 hours a week. That's nothing to me. I'm okay with it because I'm doing this, I'm doing that, whatever too. I felt like during the 2 months, my wife was like, listen, all right, it's your time now. So it's like I was giving my daughter lesson plans all day and doing all this stuff. Like, you know, a lot of times when you're doing that, somebody else got to watch the kids, whatever. So she was running around, taking her to swimming lessons, taking her to this, doing that. I missed a lot of things, working, whatever, too. And I have my days, whatever, too. So now I had to have that conversation with her. I said, I don't know what's going on with you, but today's Saturday. You ain't working. See, it was like, no, I had to have that conversation because she was throwing my daughter at me. Basically, it was like a payback. All right, you here for 2 months? Take her. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on, what's going on here? Like, you know what I mean? And then that hit a plateau, but it also it made me realize I had to respect. I had to look back and respect that. Also, like, listen, hold on. She's doing a lot. Whether I'm my relationship, I learned that what we go through. But when in terms of that little girl, we on the same page, 100%. But I also had to apologize to her. I said, listen, I didn't know it was this much work. But I said, listen, I understand what you're trying to do, but I'm tired too. It's like it's Saturday now, and it seemed like you taking advantage of the fact that I'm just home. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Monday through Friday, you working from home, and you want me to take over whatever. Yes. Hold on, it's Saturday now. What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
I need a break too.
So that was the struggle part about it.
The pandemic.
That was the pandemic struggle, and relationships is hard, man. Listen, you single people.
Relationships is hard.
Yeah,
man.
no, you got energy because what you
go
about to say, I want you to apply that to what's going on. Next topic is to wife or not to wife, right? And I think we're all in the place to give single people that kind of opinion, to wife or not to wife, right? Because I feel like a lot of women are trying to understand, you know, what could they do differently to become wifed up, right? Because a lot of times women be like, I do this, I do that, I have this, I do my own thing, and I'm still single. These guys are tripping and things of that nature. And a lot of times I think society has somehow made us, I'm good. You need. I think society has turned us to the point where it's just like, you know, now we kind of going against each other, men versus women, and I feel like a lot of times women will be like, I'm A to Z, and then I'm single. Why am I single? And a lot of times their A to Z is not really necessarily what a dude wants, right? Because sometimes a woman will emit a certain energy, and it's not that a lot of women are under this misconception that men are afraid of a strong woman, or men are afraid of a woman who do their own thing, so they're not attractive. But a lot of times, sometimes women, because they're doing their own thing, will start becoming reckless towards men, start talking crazy and stuff like that. And you see it all the time. Yeah. You see the woman who's doing her thing, you know, her money good, all that stuff like that. And men respect that. We don't got nothing against that. But then a woman will start talking crazy because of that, and then it kind of turns men off. So the topic is to wife or to not to wife. And the first question is, when do you know you need to upgrade your relationship from Netflix and chill to let's split some bills? And the reason why I said it, let me add on to that. Kevin Samuels is this guy, right?
That's funny. We on the same page.
Yeah, Kevin Samuels is this guy whose popularity, who's been growing. That's the guy in the suit who be like, "You dusty? You think you a 7, but you really a 4."
Yeah.
That dude, right? He said, "Hold on."
Glasses.
He said, "Hold on. Did you take a look at yourself?" Yeah. That's that dude, right? So Kevin Samuels kind of been breaking it down.
He said, my butt is. He said, I'm not talking about your butt. Look at your face.
Yeah, and then B. Simone, who's a comedian, she did a rant, and another woman saying that she took a rant, but it's just like women will say that they want certain things from a man, and they're not bringing those certain things to the table, right? Because it's funny, like you'll hear certain things, right? It goes around like, we all have standards. There's nothing wrong with having standards, but you'll hear a woman saying, yo, I need a dude to be 6'2", make 6 figures, have no kids, this, that, and the other, in shape, goes to gym, goes to church, God-fearing, know how to cook.
Yeah,
it's cool to have standards.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
What looking for LeBron James.
But she'll be like, okay, I got 3 kids, 2 different baby daddies. I went back to school. I'm a CNA right now.
500.
You know, I'm on food stamps.
Yeah.
You know, might be doing Section 8. And women, please don't.
Care.
I'm not attacking women, right? Because on the same time, sometimes women have it together and men don't have it together. But I say that we do these standard things, and then at the same time, when you realize your list is for Cinderella, and you're not necessarily Prince Charming and vice versa, you kind of have to take a step back. So to bring it back, question is, when do you know you need to, like, what can a woman do for you in particular? Like, if you was back in the market single, to upgrade from y'all just Netflix and chilling to, like, you know what, I want to build, right? Because women need to know, what are you looking for.
You gotta make. I can't answer this question directly because it's funny we're having this discussion.
Yeah.
I have an obligation to do what a friend of mine actually told me I should do to figure it out. You put down 5 or so things, maybe more, things that you want in a woman, in a partner, a spouse, or whatever, right? So you write those down because you got to write them down.
Yeah.
Manifest them, right? And you do the same with what can you offer to someone. So you got to also write down the things that you bring to a situation.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, you can't want a Cinderella, you ain't Prince Charming, right?
Yeah.
So you write down the things that you want from someone, you know, to be with, and then you write down the things that you have to offer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both of those things written down. And that's basically what you're asking, right, in that question. So I can't really say exactly what I will put down on there, right? But I know that this is basic things I want from a woman. You know what I'm saying?
So just give them that, right? Because I think women need to hear from men honestly and with no games and stuff like that, because sometimes men present out, this is what I'm looking for, and then a woman will morph into that, and then they still don't get wifed, and then they're wondering what's going on.
And it's one thing. I just do it vaguely. One thing. This is me. Men may not feel this way or whatever. I just want a woman who I know does not need me,
but
she
once
just
you
wants me.
That's
you don't need
big.
me,
That's
right?
big. That's big.
That's it. That's the.
I don't think women realize how much that means.
A lot
to
of
men.
the times is
Get more
this, right?
specific.
To upgrade from Netflix and chill into, you know, you want to build is whatever too. That's a good thing what you're saying it also, but you also want somebody who's gonna respect you and that kind of man, and respect you at all times, you know, and also build you up, like build the bear, right? Now I'm not saying like, oh, do this whatever too, but encourage you to be great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Lead by example. Yeah. I'm not threatening for a woman that makes more money than me or whatever too, because I'm okay with myself.
Woman with ambition.
Yes. Listen, I'm okay with stuff. But when she tells me, listen here, this is, regardless of what, how me and my wife is, whatever too. If I tell my wife, listen, I need you to get this done, whatever too, because you know what, stuff's gonna get a little shaky. But if you help me out to do this, whatever too, she's on board because she knows what I'm gonna do. I need her to be confident in me, so I can have the mental to take care of the household and make this relationship great. Once you got the confidence in me and make my mental good and confidence going, everything else is easy for me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So you got to build me, and that's both parties. You got to build your significant other. If you know your man is working at McDonald's or whatever, too, boom. Okay, cool. He's working at McDonald's. He's doing okay. Now he's the manager at McDonald's, whatever, but you don't really like it. You might have sucked his dick tonight and then you give him the sanitation papers. Yo, sanitation. You understand what I'm saying? Because now it's not disrespectful. No, now it's not disrespectful.
No, it's not.
Hold on. No, it's not. No. Listen, you got to do something that, it might be a sex act. It might be something you got to build.
Hey, baby, how was that night?
Listen.
I got something to clean
I
up.
can hear a woman attacking that, but go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is this. I'm not saying it has to be sexual. What I'm saying is you got to try to build that person. You got to get to that space. Once you get to that space, when you building that person and trying to help out both situations, because when I
understand you. I see what you're saying.
When a clear head, so much great things can happen.
Yeah.
I had to even explain that. Even though I'm a married man, I told my wife. I said, listen, whether I'm the head of the house or not, and what you call boom. I don't want to go too deep in my situation, whatever. Too, boom. When I had my situation and I had surgery, whatever, I had to give her the head of the household because of my situation, she got to make certain decisions, right? But I said, listen, when you keep me, you got to understand, when you keep me strong, the ship is gonna stay strong. The Titanic's not gonna fall. So whether we arguing or not, you gotta keep me strong. You gotta keep me. And that ain't no knock on. I need you to do this, whatever. Too, it's because when I'm strong, things are gonna get done. Vice versa. If I'm attacking you and I'm just
that's creating a strong foundation.
But you gotta build your significant other or that person you're trying to work with, whatever. Too, boom, and listen to the conversations early. Cause them conversation early, you gonna know. Like me and my wife right now is at the same level. I was doing better than her for a couple weeks, whatever. Now we at the same level. Talking about finances wise, but now everything is smooth sailing because she understand when I had that conversation with her about building me about certain things, whatever too. And it's not saying she had to do this, whatever too. All I'm saying is give me the confidence to be strong to make this successful and make it work. That's when you know you go from Netflix to chill. Into the next level, into the next stage.
I have to agree. I think a lot of times society has made the black man and the black woman, or the black man and his partner, competing against each other, right? And let's keep it buck. A black woman is the most educated person in the country. You know, per capita, the black woman is the most educated, and I'm not necessarily with a black woman, with a Latino woman, but just for instance, a woman. Minority women, black women are the most educated, and they have a lot of prosperous opportunities, and I think society has made us compete against our spouse and our significant other, and then a lot of times seeds are planted in a woman's head. It's just like if you make more money than that man, you don't have to respect that man.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times women are flabbergasted when they make six figures. And they do all this stuff like that, and their dude leaves them for like a woman who's like, may barely make $40,000, but she makes that man feel good. She builds that man up. She's not disrespecting that man. And I feel like a lot of times, what can make the relationship go from Netflix to chill, to let's split bills and build something, is not. Don't get it twisted. No man is saying that you have to make yourself small for him to feel better.
No.
But speak to me like you want me to be your partner.
It's your
right?
approach.
Speak to me like you want to be a partner, like you want us to build something together. And I feel like society has made us compete against each other.
And this is the reason I said what I said about the woman who needs or wants me doesn't really need me. Is because no woman makes a man feel better than a woman who knows she needs him for something. They know, like those women who, treat you like a sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Why you think sugar daddies feel so loved? Because them girls know. Let me just make him feel good. I'm gonna stroke his ego. I'm gonna tell him everything he want to hear. Yeah. I'm gonna give him that support. Yeah. I believe in you, daddy. You got it. You can do this. You can do
and
that.
It's not about lying.
That.
It's not about lying, but it's just like I feel like.
But that's just the talk.
Something changed in the game.
The women who are getting it right. And I'm not saying all, but the ones who's getting it, they might make a little more than they man, whatever. They feel like they don't need to do that. They don't need to give that encouragement.
You should already had that. But no.
I didn't get that, so I don't need to give you that, even though I am your woman. And it's like, nah, baby, I understand. That's the thing that will separate you and make you great. Because I know you don't need to do that for me. But you love me that much that you want to do that for me. You want to encourage me to be better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You want better for me than I want for myself even.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you don't have no problem not lowering yourself, but humbling yourself and saying, you my king, you can do this. I want you to do this. We can
and a real good dude is going
to
treat his queen with respect and build her up.
Absolutely.
It's not that we have to sacrifice, since I'm making you my king, I'm going to treat you like a peasant. No, I want you to be my queen too. Nobody go harder for a woman than a man who woman makes him feel like he can achieve the world. Because guess what? Once he go out and achieve the world, he wants to bring it back to you. He doesn't want to take the world, show it to your face and like, look what I have and what you don't have. A man wants to share what he accomplishes with the woman that he loves. But at the same time, especially as a black man, when you go outside, everybody look at you like, yo, you their enemy, right? I don't think nobody has more enemies out in the world than the black man does.
It's a fact when it comes to certain issues,
right? Because even
the black women got a lot of enemies too.
Yeah, they do. They do have a lot of enemies, but at the same time,
we're the biggest I guess, threat, so to speak.
Exactly, like because
So,
there's, and that's another big debate that we have. Who's the more persecuted, the black man or the black woman? The black woman is persecuted almost, I feel, as bad as the black man, but I feel like the black woman, because she's a woman, she's also sometimes allowed to navigate in certain spaces, right? Like a black woman in corporate America is usually viewed as she might be tough, so people are kind of like gunning at her, kind of necessarily, but at the same time, they trust that she can get things done. I feel like a lot of times a black man in corporate America sometimes is viewed like, yo, you know, okay, he might be getting something done, but he's too aggressive, or he has to kind of make himself kind of be like, you know, a non-threat. He always has to, like, I feel like a black woman might get away with talking spicy and people just be like, she has an attitude, but they're going to work with it. When a black man gets an attitude, it's sort of like, oh, he's Godzilla.
Hold on, get security.
He's King Kong. You know what I'm saying?
Security, get the hold on.
Yeah. Like a black woman get aggressive in corporate America,
Make
and
sure
they're gonna be like,
security's
she has an
outside.
attitude. A black man get aggressive in corporate America, and it's just like, whoa, is security around? Do we
No.
know where security's at? And so we have to sometimes we have to go outside and avoid the cops thinking that we're up to something. White America thinking that we're trying to rape them or rob them and things of that nature and stuff like that. And then when we go home and hear that a woman say we ain't shit, it's like, damn,
Yeah.
where did we find peace?
But those are some great points. You make 100%. But it's like we also gotta listen to the conversations early when this is Netflix and chill, right? To know that is this somebody that you do want to take the next step with,
Yeah,
right? Because a lot of times we don't listen. Sometimes we have that physical. Oh, this girl could fuck good. Oh, he piping me down good, whatever too. And we stop listening to this kind of conversation. When you're younger, you more like, are you lusting? Not saying you're not in real love, because you could be in a real love in a relationship, but you more lusting. You like, oh yeah, my man sex, he do this, whatever too. You don't really care about the more career goes. When you get older, you're like, hold on, that shit is cute and dandy, but what is he doing? So you gotta listen to the guy's conversation, the female conversation. If it's 1 or 2 years in and it's like the same story, that's when you gotta evaluate, like, nah, this ain't it for me. You know what I'm saying? But if the conversation is good and then that person is showing progress, definitely keep building them. I ain't gonna lie, me and my wife don't have the greatest relationship when it comes to our relationship, whatever too. But when I could say that, when in terms of making sure I'm good as financial, or making sure he's good, whatever too, she gonna go balls to the balls for me for that. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa, because she knows it's gonna help our party out, period. Our family, our home. So it's just building.
So, you know, if we could simply answer that question, what would it take from you to graduate from Netflix and chill to let's build some together and pay some bills? Like, if you're going to give it a one-word response to that, what would you say that is? Not one word, but one sentence.
One sentence. The same one I started with. I know she want me. She don't need me.
Okay. What about you?
Build up. Building up. Like, you know, you got to be able to, both parties, you got to be able to build me up. You got to be able to make me feel like this is going to go next level. Confidence. I should say confidence. You got to give me the confidence that you believe in me. That's important to me.
I think what would make it, for me, if I was in that situation, to go from Netflix and chill to let's get together, pay some bills together, is for you to make me feel like, yo, it's me and you against the world. Because there's too much competition going on where the man feels he's competing against the woman. So he has competition at home and competition outside. I want to feel like, yo, me and you, we trying to tackle things together. We can talk about it. We can build about certain things. We can talk about how we trying to get to certain goals, and we continually have a game plan and talk. If we can't do that, then like, yo, it is just about us Netflixing and chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And women, you have to realize, like, yo, if you guys don't discuss what's your game plan, how we could accomplish certain things, what's going on together, and it's just all about just chilling and stuff like that, you got to realize you may just be a Netflix and chill partner, and you have to decide whether you want to continue that or not. You know what I'm saying? So the next question is, on this topic of to wife or not to wife, how long can you keep it just casual, or do you think it's beneficial to just be F-buddies? Because not everybody you deal with is supposed to be wifey.
No.
You have to figure that out. And women, same thing. Women know some dudes are good just for pipe. Some dudes are good to take you out on dates. Women have classification for dudes too. So like, how do you determine when it's just like, what? This is just cool to be physical or just to have fun and I can't really build with the person. How do you responsibly determine that?
That's I would say it's all based on where you are in your life. I'm speaking for me personally, but I have to be in the mindset of I'm ready to build. I'm ready to be with somebody in a relationship. Because if I'm not in that space, then ultimately, if I do meet somebody and we hit it off, it's going to be some straight, you know what I'm saying? We just enjoying each other's company type of thing, So even before I can find that ground to say, oh, I want to build with this person, I have to have already formatted it in my head to where I'm ready to be in a relationship.
How do you,
see what I'm saying?
I respect that completely. How do you maturely, in a non-game playing way, let someone know that? Because I feel a lot of times we say,
if you
let's keep it light. And then women get upset and be like, he's playing games. No, I told you, let's keep it light.
No, but you know what it is? It's the conversation, the communication, right? Sometimes when you lusting, right? A chick ain't gonna tell you, even though she know y'all just fucking that, I just want to be your fucker, but I'm cool with whatever too. When she talk to her girls, when she tells the girl, she's like, oh, that's my boo, that's my. To her, that's my man. He just don't know it yet. Kind of issue, whatever too. Mm-hmm. So it's the communication thing, right? Like, by the communication and the conversations you have, you gotta have a conversation, not a real conversation, not the, that's gonna work out, it's cool, we're gonna get to that, whatever too, to let her know whatever too. Sometimes she's staying around because she just wants to be around you, period. Mm-hmm. So she's like, all right, eventually it's gonna lead to something. Fellas, it's 2021. Communicate with that chick. Yo, ma, we ain't going to that flight. This ain't gonna be a relationship. It's better, and I'm not trying to be like, it's better just to do it out there because nobody gets hurt. She's able to move on, and you don't got to be the bad guys. Whatever. So a lot of times women hear what they want to hear, even men sometimes. Mm-hmm. Oh, we've been rocking all this long time. Oh, you talking to other person too? She never once told you she wasn't talking to other people. If she told you in the first place, when you said, you talking to somebody, and she said she was talking to somebody, just because somebody make themselves accessible when you call, doesn't mean they're not talking to other people. That's the problem is people feel like, every time, she ain't talking to me. Every time I call, she pick up. Yeah, because she's good. She know, I'm saying communication is key. Don't listen. If you're not a talker, you better learn how to talk to your women and men also, because you will waste a lot of time not having that conversation. So please, fellas and ladies, communication is key.
I'm not trying to waste nobody's time.
Have those real conversations because you will get hurt knowing the truth because you didn't ask certain questions. That's a fact, and I have to agree. A lot of times, women sometimes feel like, if they play a certain role or they might change a man's mind. Vice versa, you might feel like, he said he don't want something, but if I show him this, I put it down on him, it's gonna change. No, and then sometimes people realize, like you said, it's timing. Sometimes it's just I'm not in that season of wanting to be wifed up and wanting to build. So me and you gonna deal on the light level, and it's not going to change. And then you just realize, like, sometimes women will be like, I was messing with that dude for 3 years and it was just light. And then 6 months later, you see he's married. And you're like, what did I do? It's just like, he wasn't in that season. Did he lie to you? Did he tell you to hold on? If he did, he was wrong. If he was communicating to you consistently that he don't see this going there, you have to decide whether or not you want to continue to play that role. And to be honest with you, that's why I never... To bring it back to the beginning of this episode, the woman who I quit chasing after, like, it was up to me to decide whether I wanted to continue on this ride of false hope. Because I heard what I needed to hear, but it's how did I process that, right? A guy will keep it kind of funky with a woman, but it's not what she wanted to hear. So she'll continue to be like, I'm going to reshuffle the deck till I get that big joker. but sometimes you're not the big joker.
Yeah.
Sometimes you a two of spades. You know what I'm saying? Which is not bad, but that's not the top
Strong
card in the
card.
game.
And that,
Strong
and
card.
the problem is now social media killing because they'll go on social media and be like, oh, now you want to get married? Oh, now you whatever. No, I did all this work and she reaped the benefit and vice versa. God be like, oh, now you're not on that no more? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Timing plays a part.
Timing plays a
big
part,
time.
but you got to listen to the partner's words. Please listen to the partner's words because you could get hurt out here.
Let me
You
tell
get
you,
hurt out here. Big time.
I always think about it. If it wasn't for the girl that I'm talking about now, me going through those games, me going through stuff like that, when I met my wife, I wouldn't have been ready for my wife. I wouldn't have been ready.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known what I wanted. I wouldn't have had the pain of like, damn, not being appreciated. And to be honest with you, that probably would have made me play games with my wife and lose out on my wife. Because I still would have been in that season of trying to figure it out. That season of, oh, yeah, shorty's feeling me, but I'm still going to be on my swag shit. Now, I was ready to become something serious. And no, you ready to become something serious, and sometimes you still have to grow. I'm still growing in my relationship. But if I didn't have that prior experience, I wouldn't have been ready. And that's why timing is perfect. Sometimes ladies like, yo, you with a dude for a couple of years and you find him married 6 months after you stop dealing with him, it's effed up. Maybe you was his training wheels that he needed to be able to ride that bike, but it
Just
was the
be happy.
timing.
You played a part in that.
You know what I'm saying?
Help him get to
Maybe
that.
like I have people. Maybe the chemistry was just that real. It only took 6 months for that person to realize what she seen the little spark plug she had to put together, and she tuned him up, and he was like, "Yo, I'm ready for it now."
Yeah.
You understand? All the
That's
negative,
still crazy to me, but I understand it.
all the
I
negativity
understand
that
it.
was coming. It's not just the ladies' part; it's the men part too, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it could happen too. Sometimes a woman straight up tell you, "Bro, you good in bed, but you don't bring nothing else to the table with me. I'm good on that." Real talk. Yeah, the pipe game good, but all that other stuff, I don't think we're gonna be serious.
And it's
I'm
a
not
fact.
looking for that.
Sometimes you're not
Yeah.
the total package.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just might be pipe.
You might just be
And sometimes
pipe.
a woman, you just might be vagina or
Yeah,
mouth.
like, you
It
know
works
what I
both
mean?
ways. You got to be mature
listen,
enough
you
to
gotta
accept
tell
that.
yourself this. If you don't have a normal conversation during normal hours, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta
and,
figure out what
and
you
real
are.
dialogue, whatever. If it's only like, yo, just come through. Yo, this is whatever, too, boom. That ain't something that he really or she really like. If she can't just be like, yo, it's Sunday, you know what? Let's go to Manhattan. Let's go to Manhattan and take a walk in Central Park. Let's do some stuff that says that, you know, she's trying to build. You might just be a good fuck. Vice versa.
No, that's facts. So let me close this topic out. Have you ever kept it just casual and lost out on something special? Like I said, last week, I should have been a whore. I never really kept it casual enough to lose out on
How
something
do you
special.
know if you lost out on something special?
Because
That's
you
the
see,
thing. know what
see,
I'm saying?
like boom. For instance, you see, okay, you moved on, she moved on, and not that you jealous of her situation going on, but you realize, damn, the things she was doing, what she brought to the table, that could have helped you out. I mean, obviously, we're married now, so we're in good situations, and you know, you in your whatever situation you want, Mike. You don't ever feel like I don't want to speak. Yo, as soon as he left our mouth, I said it's gonna sound bad. But the reason why I'm saying, Mike, is I don't want to speak on your situation. Your situation is what you choose for your situation to be. So I'm not proclaiming you in this or that. But I say that to say this: have you ever felt like you lost out on something good because you just want to keep it casual?
I find great qualities in
Or the
most of the women that I have dealt with.
Okay.
So I could always pick out one thing that would have been beneficial to me, one thing I loved, you know,
Yeah.
wish I could incorporate into whatever. But I don't like having regrets, for one. So I can't really say, oh, I have missed out or whatever. I feel like I missed out. Because at the same time I can pick out those things that I loved, I can also point to those things that made that situation not work.
Yeah.
So, nah, I don't feel I've missed out yet, because I feel like their best is still yet to come. Maybe that's just
That's
an
deep.
optimistic view
What about you?
that I have.
I mean, in terms of relationship wise, you talking about, or just in general? I
Yes,
missed
in
out.
general.
I mean, I think I should. There's a couple of things before I was married I could have been better to, but I wasn't at that space. I was young. I was just knocking down things just to knock them down. So I didn't have that
You
space
wasn't
and
in your right frame.
I wasn't
so
in
you
my
couldn't
right frame
appreciate
to
it
be
anyway.
appreciate anything anyway. So
Yeah.
I could say that part. Yeah.
I would say for me, it's like not that I'm this great catch and stuff like that, but a lot of times I'll talk to women now, and they're just like, man, me being stable, me being, about building them up and being given good advice. It's like, man, now I'm looking for a dude like you. You know what I'm saying? And I had an opportunity for a dude like you, or sometimes it was me, but you curved me, which is cool, because to be honest with you, I don't got no drama or beef with anybody. I laugh and joke a lot of times when women just like, oh, I remember when you was trying to holler and stuff like the other. Now you got your little wife. They always put the little, so you got a little wife or whatever, stuff like that.
It's little. Oh, it's little.
You just laugh it off, and
You
you
got
just
your little wife.
realize
Yeah,
like, yo,
bitch, she little.
It's-
little for me. You got nothing.
situations are always better when you miss out on them. There's some women who's just like, you know what? They're like, oh, you was a good dude, this and the other. I see you doing all these sweet things with your wife and how you big up your wife. I wish I would have had that, and this and the other. And it's not them trying to slide into your situation.
No, they
but
just
they
appreciating what you're doing.
Yeah,
the value.
and so
yeah.
to me, on the other end, it's just like I'm more so, like I said, I realize I can talk to women really well. I know the game, stuff like that. After I was out of the game, kind of stuff like that. But then you also realize, it's just like, yo, everything happens for a reason. So there's no situation where I look back and be like, damn, I missed out, right? Because everything happens for a reason. All these things are lessons. I've learned a lot with how to being curved a lot and being put in the friend zone made me be able to be a better partner to my spouse and things of that nature. So a lot of times it's just like, yo, women miss out or men miss out on certain things because they was closed-minded or they didn't have the full insight. To be honest with you, there's nothing out there that I'm like, man, I messed up. But there's a few things out there that tell me like, yo, I didn't take you seriously, or I thought, this, that, and the other. I was looking for other dudes. We always chase what's not really for us. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no regrets, but at the same time, not in a cocky way. I've been told a lot of times, it's just like, yo, you turned out to be the dude that I was looking for, but I was too busy chasing ABC. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's how we got to figure out. Sometimes, to wife or not to wife, sometimes you choose to wife the wrong situation, or you don't wife the right situation, and you wind up.
And sometimes you
man.
just wait too late. All the times that you put the person through certain things, and then she's like, all right, cool, and then she meets somebody that cared for her instantly. Like, damn,
I can't do it until I'm in that right space.
Not even that. Like,
I'm sorry to all those who caught me at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because that's what it was. You just caught me at the wrong time.
That's facts. That's
I
mature.
I wasn't there for you in that regard, but we had fun.
Let's talk about the last topic. The last topic is luxury slaves, right?
Mike
because
is crazy.
we find out about different brands, the Gucci's, the Pradas, every brand you could think of. I always say I didn't hear nothing crazy about Polo. I'm a big Polo fan, but Polo probably has their, skeleton in the closet too. But we hear about all these brands, and we let the brands disrespect us, and we still go back and apologize and still deal with them. Gucci, Prada, Louis, all of that stuff like that. So why are we luxury slaves? The first question, in 2021, we still have this. We're still slaves to labels, even when we find out they still don't care about us. For instance, Mike put me on earlier this week. Louis V used to own human zoos, where black people would be in cages and people would pay to come look at them in cages, poke them with sticks and shit like that. Human beings were used as zoo animals, and Louis V owned some in New York, St. Louis, all different kind of places. We know about H&M doing the coolest monkey in the jungle, Timberland saying they don't really build their shoes for black people, Hilfiger doing that, etc., etc. So why are we still slaves to these labels? And I want to give us a second, because both of us, shout out to Soul Food, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, I was digging that until I saw that fucking
Duke?
Blue Devil.
But
on the
it's
end.
dope, right? The concept.
like-
shout out to
So
my man.
it's all
Daquan.
colleges, right?
They're all colleges and stuff like that.
Syracuse,
His brand is
Oregon.
Soul Food. They call his son Young Soul Food, and it's just like
That sounds
So-
like soul food, but Duke,
But look, but it's dope, right? Because it's Syracuse,
Oregon.
University of Miami, Lehigh, which you probably didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that one. Lehigh.
Florida, Ohio State, Oregon State, Duke.
Oh, that's fine.
But the symbols was fire, right? So Soul Food. Shout out to Daquan. I'm gonna put
dope.
his IG if you want to order the hoodie. Dope, good quality stitching. You got the
get that
Protected by
one.
Angels hat,
Yeah.
which is another a
All
black brand.
all black brands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like to be honest with you, and Cliff, even though he may not necessarily,
I'm
today,
always wearing
Cliff
black
is
brands.
strong is always supporting these independent brands, and to me, I take more pride into wearing this, right? Because I took the time out for you to see the Soul Food, and then hopefully like reach out to me. Daquan, I don't know his IG off the top of my head, but people could reach out to his IG and order the hoodies and stuff like that. Protected by Angels, you have association to that. They can get that. But I say that to say this. I'm proud of rocking this hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like I know the owner, the person who created this hoodie is not disrespecting me, not saying that black people ain't stuff and this and the other and just think about my money. My money supported a business and it's gonna continue to grow a brand that looks like me. You know what I'm saying?
And then it's like I wear black brands all the time, Christian black brand Royale, and it's good to support your people, right? And then if it's a nice quality brand, people gonna recognize regardless, So a lot of times, instead of spending $2,000 on certain people like that don't really want us to wear our clothes, whatever too, and I'm guilty of it too, cause I have some of the stuff that he mentioned, whatever too, and I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite like, I'm just gonna stop wearing no cold turkey, but the black brands, I support them 100%, and I will wear them just as much as I wear Timberlands. Louis Vuitton and all that. I'd wear them just as much because they do give you a certain kind of feel like, damn, this person working hard. Like, yo, let me show the world. It's like when I wear my sweatsuits and stuff, whatever too, and they a Christian based sweatsuit, people be like, oh, them just is fire. Black on, and I just show them like whatever too.
That's the
boom.
thing.
Yeah.
I seen something on social media the last 2 days, and it made so much sense. It was like, oh, motherfuckers can have, what is it? The most expensive stuff on, $3,000 shoes, this or whatever, and they still corny.
Yeah.
You just be the corny nigga with the dope, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gear.
Yeah,
So it's
right.
like it's not the gear.
It's how you,
or the
it's
price,
who the person.
It's how you rock.
Yeah,
it,
it's
you
the
know what I'm
person.
saying?
Yeah,
You could be having the most expensive stuff and have no swag.
that's a fact.
So you still corny. But to answer your question,
Yeah.
the thing is, I think people wear those name brands and stuff to portray the image of having money.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't have to say nothing. You see this Louis bag, or you see this MCM book bag, you see these Gucci loafers. I don't have to say nothing. I don't have to tell you, oh, you know how much these was? Because you
already know.
You already know.
Yeah.
We're trying.
You
I
see what
feel
I'm
like
saying?
we're trying to increase our personal value with association to these brands.
Yeah.
So I have to be that dude because I'm wearing Gucci or Nike or Jordans or Polo. But at the same token, it's hiding my insecurities. So I feel like we need to stop being slave to these brands because no matter what we're wearing, if we're not respected, then what are we doing this for? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the same token, it's sort of like now I'm in the mindset of I don't necessarily need to wear these brands, but if anything, I can own some of these brands through stock ownership and things of that nature. Necessarily, the more going hard, because I rather spend money on Louis V if the stock price go up and it makes me money than necessarily rocking a Louis V belt. No, I being a big boy, what kind of helps me is all of that shit don't fit me right. Gucci,
European
Prada,
cut.
all that shit like that. Like I could wear their shoes and shit, but the European cut.
surprised. Niggas would be pregnant. Niggas would squeeze into that shit.
But
with
this is
the
the thing that
kills.
kills me because, and I see our people getting woke now and realizing the power that we have to dictate what's hot and what's not, right? But I thought we would have realized this 20, 25 years ago with Fat Farm and FUBU, because the only reason they was hot is because our people was rocking it.
And then we stopped supporting them and then those brands go away.
Exactly.
So
They
we
go
need
away.
to-
They owe more of a little partnership, more.
Fubu owe me a deal. I held on to Fubu for a long time.
More should be 10%.
The iceberg. What happened to iceberg?
Damon
Disappeared.
John
When we
got a
stopped
call you, right?
rocking it.
Damon, what
Yeah.
is it? Damon,
So let me say the next thing.
The shark.
Shark Tank.
Because we're coming close to the end. They're saying that we are using our stimulus packages to consume non-essential items. Do you think this is true? And if so, why? Because they're saying the stimulus package ain't gonna do nothing because people are taking that $600, that $1,400, and they're buying shit they don't need.
I believe it. My only advice, I'm still waiting. I haven't got the second stimulus. But as soon as I get it, you know where it's going? In the stock market.
Yeah.
It's going to be invested.
Yeah.
I'm not buying nothing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Except shares.
This ain't.
But that's what we do.
This
That's
ain't
what
the time to be really. This is the time to make sure that your money right, because it's scary times, man. You gotta make sure that money is right. So all that you're buying
Invested.
something. Listen, you're buying these clothes. You're gonna get 200 likes for the day, and then
That's
you got 6 people that care about you, and the other 194 that don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
What are you doing there
what are you
for?
doing? You might as well take
Buy
your
some
stimulus.
shares.
Take your stimulus, buy some shares. Not even
How
that.
the hell Bitcoin is still going up? I don't know.
And
but I
if you
want
got
it.
kids, start a little funding for them. You
Yeah.
know, so what you call it? Boom. So every time you get that money, you got a little starter kit for them. Whatever. Too. You can even buy a vending machine for your kids, like how they doing now. You buy a vending machine. You got the little stimulus. You take a little whatever food, add to it.
Yeah.
Now you listen. This is your little vending machine. When you come up, if you don't want to go to college, you own 40s already.
Yeah.
Build up.
You
Do stuff
do
that
the same
makes
thing with real
sense.
estate
Yeah,
for
do
this.
something that
So the
makes
last
sense.
question is: our great black creators seem like they rather work for the big brands than stand on their own. Like Kanye, keep doing partnerships with Gap and Adidas and Nikes instead of doing an independent, just a Kanye kind of thing. Or Virgil from Off-White. He's a great creator, but he rather partner with Off-White. And even the director of fashion at Louis Vuitton is a black dude and stuff like that. And then why don't we have more LeVar Balls who with the Big Baller brand, which caught some steam and then kind of died down. Like we always seem to get these steams with these black brands and then we kind of let them down. So why don't we do more of that?
Why don't we? I don't know. I think we are. I think we're trying.
Yeah.
Like, I think just
So like
from
we
the-
lose
just
faith
from
in
what
them
you're
so
wearing,
fast. Yeah.
What I'm wearing, I think people have realized it's more lucrative and it just makes more sense to have your own brand instead of increasing the value of somebody else's brand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just to be cool or look fly. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
can create my own and still look just as fly. And now I'm rocking my stuff. I'm not rocking some stuff. I'm rocking my stuff. Or I'm rocking my homie stuff.
You know.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I think that makes more sense. I think we're starting to realize that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think people are now realizing, like, I know a couple people, females, fashion designers doing dresses, doing their own. Shea, she been doing her own dresses for years. I know a lot of people with starting their clothing line, whether they got the image or whatever. So I like that. I love to see it. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's going on now. It's taking a long time, but I think we're realizing it. And then, you can still buy those other brands and whatever if you want to every now and then. But I think the ones who are super dedicated and be like, I'm only rocking my stuff all the time, they gonna blow up faster.
It's not,
You know what
but
I'm
the
saying?
problem is I don't know what it is, and it's sad, but it's like I think I'm a credible dude. People that's friends with me, whatever, too, always say, "Yo, fuck with Clips. He's a solid dude, whatever." Too, boom. I could have something killer clothing line, whatever. Too. If people know it's mine, some people would be like, "Nah, damn son, he doing this, he doing that." He doing. It's so easy to be like, I'm gonna pay $1,500 for Louis, whatever. But they see that I'm coming up with something. Sometimes the jealousy part is hard to understand. It ain't even about the clothing, cause I could listen. I don't care what it is. I could put on the clothes and whatever too, and I could make it hot. I ain't worried about that. Sometimes people, the envy of it, like, they know it's fire. They know it's something they could rock, whatever too, but they rather give the $1,500 to the other side because they might think you coming up, or you coming up now.
Yeah.
Or now they want to put a discount game. You paid $1,500 for that. That's why when I buy my clothing line for my black brands, I don't ask them for discount.
Yep.
They'll shout me out, and they have the guy Royal, the Christian brand. He got me on all his posting whatever too, and the model and stuff. I don't ask him to do that whatever too. I don't ask for discount because I'm like, if I'm going to buy my Jordans or whatever too, I wouldn't ask them.
Yeah.
And they look out in the back end for it. But I'm not going to ask you because I know you're trying to build something. That's the problem. It's not about the...
I ask for a military discount everywhere.
No, I know. I'm just saying. It's not about...
Sometimes
Sometimes it's not even... Listen, it's not about the clothing line, the sweatsuit, whatever, too, boom. It's the fact that you got a clothing line. It's fire. You know what I mean? People like you. It's credible. Some people would rather go get the other sweatsuit whatever too, just because they're like, nah, he's coming up. He's coming up with something I didn't come up. And that's in our people. That's our people. And it's scary. Yeah. It's scary.
And I'll close it out saying this. Like, we have to stop being threatened by the success of people that look like us.
Yes.
It's easy for us to see Louis Vuitton sit in a mountain in a chateau and he's rich and you making him more rich and you don't care because it don't bother you. But if I see Cliff coming up with his brand or Mike coming up with his brand, it's a reflection in my face that I'm not doing what I need to.
Yes.
Nah, I'd rather see Mike shine, and you know what? Me seeing someone who look like me shine motivate me to shine too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we got to do. So we can't be slaves to these brands. We got to build, especially because we're so influential. People see us rocking it and they want to be part of that. Mm-hmm. So make us be exclusive instead of us being making people who don't care about us exclusive. You know what I'm saying? And that's the end of the show, man. Let's do our shout outs and wrap it up. So
I want to give a special shout out this week to my cousin, first time author Janae Harris. You could catch her IG at JC the Author. That's JCTHE Author. She came out with her book. It's called ABCs That Look Like You and Me. All right, in honor of Black History Month, it's a black book to show our kids the historians that are black and have paved the way for us going through A to Z. It's a great book. If you can, go out and support and buy ABCs That Look Like You and Me. I don't know if you can see that. I meant to bring my copy in, but I didn't. So
that's dope.
That's the book. But yeah, go support her. She's doing big things, you know.
All right, Cliff.
Just shout out to all the black brands and everybody who's just trying to make it be successful through the pandemic. Whether you're coming up with a clothing line, a hoodie, a hat, something that's gonna give you income for you, yourself, and your kids. Just shout out to everybody who's just trying to work hard. That's period.
So shout out to all the black brands, like Clifford said and Mike said, trying to survive and do their thing. I want to do a quick Black History moment. Shout out to LeVar Ball. My man said his sons was going to come to the NBA and do their thing. Lonzo came through, set the footprint. LaMelo's really doing the damn thing.
And Lonzo picked it up now.
And people always say black men aren't good fathers, but then we got, LeVar Ball putting his kids as pros, making his brand grow, and we don't show that same love.
Son had 75 in China.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that. So I want to give a shout out to also my man Soul Food, the Quan Bryant. The IG you can go to is PEE_YOU_EF_EF. That's his IG. Reach out to him. You could get this nice soulful brand hoodie. It looks good. It's also motivational, right? Because when you wear it, you see all these different colleges and institutions, and maybe one day your child might attend one of these institutions. So I think the branding, designing's cool. Support Young Soul Food, his child who's coming up in the sporting game. And that's what we got to do. We got to take the time out to give moments to people who look like us. You gonna close this out?
Yeah,
Mike?
one more. I want to give a shout out to my sister, Nunu Nels. She had her grand opening today for her shop. She's doing whitening, teeth whitening. So we got to definitely keep our teeth nice and sparkly. She did a combination thing with her husband, Protected by Angels right here. They're gonna be selling this merch, hats and hoodies and all of that in the shop. So if you can,
Jamaica Avenue. What's that address?
Yeah. I don't have the address right now.
Okay.
I was thinking it.
Sorry,
but yeah, check her out. Nunu Nels, and Protected by Angels. All right, go check them out. They got their storefront open, so you can go in there. You can get your teeth whitened. You can walk out with a hat and a hoodie. You know what I mean? Feeling good. So Let's support our peoples, y'all.
You know, this is the year you gotta support.
You know.
And we
Yeah.
out. Views from the friend zone.
Views from the friend zone, it's your time. We giving you real talk, so stay on your grind. We just trying to laugh and have a good time. We dropping them jewels so that all our people can shine. Views from the friend zone, it's your time. We giving you real talk, so stay on your grind. We just trying to laugh and have a good time. We dropping them jewels so that all our people can shine.